Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Santa Barbara CalSOAP Virtual College Fair tonight. Thank you all for joining us. I just have a few housekeeping announcements before we get started and we introduce our presenters tonight. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of the many different sessions happening, so be sure to sign up for more. I do know that there is one in May, so feel free to sign up for that. This presentation is being recorded and will be available on strivescan.com. It will be available a little bit later after the week, probably around May. So not in a week, just make sure that you're looking there afterwards as well. I would now like to turn it over to our presenters. First up today, we have Macquarie University.
Awesome pronunciation. Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Leanne Allen, and I represent Macquarie University in Sydney, Australia. As you can see, Sydney is a stunning city. Macquarie is a big public university, and we're about 20 minutes from the downtown area of Sydney. So best of both worlds for students. The gorgeous city experience. Then you can head to the beaches. This is Bondi Beach, one of our most famous beaches in Australia. And fun fact for you, if you saw one new beach in Australia, it would take you 27 years to see them all. So from the beaches, you can retreat back to campus, which is a beautiful parkland university. We have 40,000 students, and of that, there are 12,000 international students. So an incredibly diverse student population, and certainly one of my favorite things about it as well. Studying at Macquarie is really vibrant and lots of activities always happening. We have over 120 clubs and associations on campus and a lot of sports as well. The NCAA doesn't exist outside of the States, but you can certainly play at the Australian University games as well. That first picture there is our mascot, our Mac Warrior. We are named after the 5th Governor of New South Wales, who was Scottish, hence why he's in a Scottish kilt. That second photo is one of 2 pools at the university. Our weather does allow us to have an outdoor swimming pool. If it's below 60 degrees, we complain it's too cold. If it's above 90 degrees, we complain it's too hot. So we like a very mild, temperate climate, very similar to what you guys experience in Santa Barbara. As a student at Macquarie, we will pick you up as you first arrive on campus or arrive in Australia, and we'll take you back to campus for a full week of orientation, which we call O Week. And that's when you really get to know the academics, the campus, the library, the city, and start your journey in Australia. Studying in Australia is somewhat different to the US in that our degrees are 3 years in duration. We don't have general education requirements at the university. You have to apply to a specific program when you apply to the university, so you need to know what you want to study. But if you're not entirely sure, I generally recommend that students do a double degree, so a Bachelor of Arts and a Bachelor of Business, for example, which is 4 years in duration, and you get 2 certificates at the end of it. Our most popular programs are our Accounting, International Business and Business Administration, as well as our Media and Communications. We specialize in criminology, counterterrorism, and intelligence. We have a really strong engineering program that doesn't have capped classes, and we specialize in software and telecommunications engineering. Fun fact for you, we actually invented Wi-Fi, so you're welcome. We also have really strong earth and environmental sciences. So if you're thinking about sustainability or climate science, Macquarie and Sydney are a fabulous place to study that. And finally, our flagship program, our Bachelor of Clinical Science and Doctor of Medicine degree, is a 6-year program out of high school, which leads you to become a doctor. And in your final year, you're able to come back to the States and do a clinical rotation at Dartmouth College or Washington, St. Louis, top 10 US medical schools. So a fabulous place to study if you are thinking about doing medicine. Studying with us on campus means you can stay on campus if you want to in terms of accommodation. It's not compulsory or it's not guaranteed, but as long as you apply early, you shouldn't have any problems with that anyway. Generally speaking, you will have your own bedroom, which is nice. Australians do think it's a little funny that Americans share bedrooms while at college. And you may or may not have your own bathroom, depending on what option you choose. Meal plans are available, but they are based on the accommodation as well. So keep that in mind. If the thought of cooking your own food in your first year of college sounds awful, make sure you choose accommodation that does have a meal plan. So how much does it all cost? Generally, tuition is about $24,000 per year. Living costs, so your flights, accommodation, insurance, all that fun stuff is about $15,000 per year. So total cost of attendance is approximately $40,000 per year in US dollars. And when you keep in mind it's generally a 3-year degree program, it can be a really affordable option. We are one of 200 schools outside of the States where you're able to use US financial aid. And we do have merit-based scholarships available for students too. Another really cool thing about studying in Australia is that you are able to work, and minimum wage is around $20 an hour, which is very helpful when you think about covering living costs and that sort of thing. It's free to apply to the university, and we have an online application direct through our website. We offer rolling admissions, and generally you have your own outcome within about 2 weeks of submitting it. We normally require test scores, but we are currently test optional due to COVID-19, so we will look at your transcripts for entry into the program. It's very much an academic-based process as well, as we don't require essays or recommendation letters. So once you've received an offer to the university, you can apply for scholarships, apply for US financial aid, get your overseas healthcare insurance, and then book your visa and flights to Australia, which I will help you throughout that in process as well. So it's really straightforward. Being in the Southern Hemisphere, our dates are a little bit different. We commence in February and July of every year. It's about 50-50 as to when students do start. So you're welcome to apply for the July intake. And then if you think it's a little too soon, you can certainly defer until the February intake. We also have a summer intake in November for some programs, which is possible. But generally speaking, the February and the July are our two biggest intakes. That is it for me. Thank you so much for joining. This is my contact details, and I'll pop it in the chat as well, and hopefully see you in Sydney.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Leanne. Next up, we are going to be moving right along to EHL. So Daniel, whenever you're ready, take it away.
Awesome. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Daniel Flores, and I'm here to talk to you about EHL. So EHL, it actually goes off of a 3-2-1 model. So the 3 is what you see on your screen right now. On the left-hand side, we have our program offered in Lausanne, Switzerland, in the French-speaking part. In the middle is Passau, Switzerland, in the Swiss-German-speaking part. And on the right-hand side is Singapore. First thing to note, program is taught entirely in English. You do not need to know the local language. Now, the 2 in the 3-2-1 model stands for the pathways. To make it simple, one of them is called the academic pathway, and that's going directly into your bachelor's program. The other one is a professional pathway, which is for somebody who's really keen into culinary arts and wants a little bit more work experience. However, the professional pathway can lead into the bachelor's or the academic pathway. And that leads us to our 1. We offer 1 bachelor's degree. It's a Bachelor's of Science in International Hospitality Management. Now, to be clear, hospitality is not just hotels and restaurants. Once again, hospitality is not just hotels and restaurants. This is a service industry which is 1 in 10 jobs globally. So putting it this way, if you love to be around people and love to make people feel welcome, you can make a career out of being yourself. So as far as kind of like EHL at a glance, so you get an idea, this is actually what our student body looks like in addition to myself. This is our dress code. We wear suits every single day. The whole point is to prepare you for the real world. When you go into an interview, you can't show up in jeggings and a sweater. It's about learning how to present yourself, how to write a resume and things like that. So when you dress well, you also feel more confident and you put your best foot forward. On campus, we have around 3,900 total students, and around 3,300 of those are undergrad students. They come from over 120 different nationalities, so extremely diverse on campus. 70% of our students come from outside of Switzerland, and from an American perspective, about 95% of our students come from outside of the US. About 84% of our students know 3 or more languages. I don't say that to intimidate you, but the cool thing is when you graduate, because of the way that we structure our curriculum, you will know at least 3 languages, or at least have a basis of 3. We are currently ranked worldwide as the #1 hospitality and leisure management program for 3 years in a row. We are also the world's first hotel school. We started off in 1893. The transition from hotel to hospitality is that we decided, how do you create that 5-star hotel experience in a business, which is what hospitality is. Anything you could do with a business degree, you could do with hospitality. The difference is, do you love or hate people? If you hate people, this is definitely a terrible industry to be in. Another unique thing about our campus is we are the first and only school with a Michelin star training restaurant 3 years in a row, actually. If you don't want to be a chef, that's completely fine. You don't need to, but we at least teach you what it takes to create a Michelin star experience. And when you graduate from EHL, you can work and continue your education worldwide. Now for our Lausanne campus, very modern, very minimalistic, and all environmentally sustainable. We have 2 brand new apartment buildings, 3 brand new dorms, and on your screen is going to be our sports facility. Indoor gym, indoor pool, indoor spa. College life is rough. You want those mani-pedis, you get it right on campus. This is also the quintessential European experience. In a 3-hour flight from Geneva, you are in 36 countries. Not city-states, countries. So if you want to hop over to France for even just the day, you can do that. If you want to have your pizza pasta in Italy for dinner, do it. You can do that in Europe. It's a unique experience. Now, if you want something different, that's where we also offer our Singapore campus. In a 3-hour flight, you're in 17 different countries. So now you're switching the pasta, raclette, and everything else for now pho. Or you're also doing, what else? We could do pad thai. So you're in 17 countries in a 3-hour flight, you're exploring the Asian market, and you're actually in the business hub of Asia, being in Singapore. So we have expats from all over the world that live and or work in Singapore. So it's a great way for you to get exposure to that market. Now, as far as the bachelor's program, once again, it's 1 degree that we offer. It's a 4-year program. It embeds 1 year of internship. How our program works is the first 6 months, you always start off in Lausanne and you switch off courses every week, making chocolates, pastries, drinking wine, making cocktails. Then you clean toilets, you make beds, you fold laundry, you learn French, you do inventory. We're teaching you about service skills by you actually doing it, which is a very European style of education. You do that for 6 months, and then right after that, you have your first 6-month internship anywhere around the world. You get to travel as part of your curriculum and get work experience, which in the long run will make you marketable. You come back for 3 semesters, you take business courses, language courses, and hospitality courses. We offer German, French, Russian, Mandarin, and Spanish. Then after that, you have your second 6-month internship, same deal, anywhere around the world. Then your final year, you do elective courses, advanced management theory courses, and you actually solve a problem for a real company, either by yourself with up to 5 other people. You decide you want to develop your own business plan, you can do that at EHL. We have a startup incubator on campus, or you can actually do a research thesis. You then present this to your entire graduating class, and this is what leads us to have 96% of our students get a job within 6 months of graduation. And that's the highest of any school offering this program worldwide. Now, once again, this is not just hotels and restaurants. So 47% of our alumni go into the traditional, what we think hospitality is, but then for the rest, this is a business program, banking, accounting, NGOs, education, healthcare, health and beauty, luxury goods, anything working with people you can do here. We have over 30,000 alumni working in over 150 countries. To make it super simple, we have a 3-phase admissions process, and we are on Common App. And then we do accept FAFSA. We also offer scholarships, part-time work opportunities at a minimum wage of $23 per hour. And lastly, here's my contact information if you have any questions down the road, and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Daniel. That was great. We are going to be moving right along. And next up, we have the University of East London. So Tom, whenever you're ready, go for it.
Easy, can everyone see that? Super. Guys, cheers for coming out this evening. It's quite early morning here in the UK. My name's Tom. I'm part of the American recruitment team for the University of East of London. Today, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the university, why you should come study with us, and why you should come study in London. Easy. So guys, there's some great pictures of London there. As you can see, you've got the Red School Bus, you've got the Big Ben, you've got the Shard, we've got the Thames there. It's an incredible city. There's so much to do, there's so much to see. We've got castles, we've got the Tower of London, we've got amazing theatre, we've got Hamilton, you can go to the Book of Mormon, which is hilarious, big fan of that. We've got incredible sports teams, we've got Premier League teams here, we've got West Ham, Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, you come see the England rugby team, cricket. It's an incredibly diverse, multicultural city with so many people from different walks of life. And that feeds down into the food. Like, the food's incredible in London. You can get food from all over the world. Out in East London near us, you've got Brick Lane, and you can get a traditional English curry. I know it's quite an Indian dish, but it seems to have become an English delicacy. And there's just always something happening, like that quote there, when a man is tired of London, he's tired of life. And I think that's pretty bang on, really. Like, I've lived in London for almost 6 years now, and I've not even brushed the surface. There's so much to do in the city. And it just opens you up for the rest of Europe. So if you want to do any traveling around, use the airport links, You can get to National Rail, you can get on the trains, you can move around the UK. If you want to go see Stonehenge or Edinburgh, it's easy to get around the UK. So it's a great place to come and study, guys. To give us a bit more context, that's our campus. We've got 3 campuses. That's our main campus. In the middle of the pitch there, you can see like a roundabout in the circle. We've got our own tube stop on campus, so that's in there. So you might call that the subway link in New York, and that links you up to the whole city, so you can get around really easy. You don't need a car. It links you up the whole city, so you can go into a lecture, then you might want to go meet some friends and go to the theatre or get some food in central London. As you can see, we've got quite a residential campus, so we've got trees there, we've got houses nearby. We've got the Thames River there on the right, so we've got loads of great views. As you can see, the little houses there just towards the right, the little circles, the little high-rise, like colourful buildings, that's our accommodation. So we have our own on-campus accommodation, which we're really lucky to have. It just makes it an even better experience for you guys. Just to give a little bit of history about the university. So the university used to be a polytechnic, so it was a bit more like hands-on skills like joinery and stuff. But in 1992, we got university status, so it built itself into a modern university. We've got modern facilities. We've got 17,000 student population, that's including distance learners, and 20% of student population is international, so it's a very diverse, multicultural campus. And we offer a wide range of subjects across 6 schools. Our 6 schools are, so we've got the School of Architecture, Computing and Engineering, Arts, Creative Industries, Business and Law, School of Education, Health, Sport and Bioscience, and School of Psychology. Our 3 main subjects are biomedical science, business management, and psychology. They're very popular courses, so if you're thinking of applying for those, guys, get those applications in early. But yeah, check these out on our website, guys. We've got the website link there. All those courses are on there if you want to check them out. One of the things that we're really trying to push is that being a careers-led university. So there's going to be all sorts of opportunities for placements, internships. There's loads of information again about that on our website, so make sure you get on there and check that out. Why come to us versus studying in the USA? First of all, our application is free if you apply on our website over here at Common App. Application decision, so we have rolling admissions, so those so the applications are constantly open. You guys can send that in and you should hear something back within about 2 to 4 weeks. If you want to apply for fall 2021, you need to apply by the end of July. I think it's the 23rd to be exact. And then if you apply after that date, you can still put an application in, but you won't be considered until fall 2022. A bit different between the US, where they'll close in December and have that little shut off. Duration, so we've got 3 years instead of 4, so that's going to save you 1 year of time and 1 year of money, gets you out on the career ladder earlier than your peers, and just gives you a little bump up in front of everyone else. And again, like the tuition, as you can see there, the numbers, 19,000 instead of 27 to 43 in the US for first year, and you're getting your textbooks included in that, so you don't have to worry about getting those. And then, yeah, 57 versus 180 at the minimum for the entire degree. So again, a big saving, and why more and more US students are coming to study with us in London. Entry requirements, so it's 3.0 GPA and 1 of the following. So we've got 1070 SAT, 23 ACT, and 3 AP scores of 3 or above. Just show you the accommodation quick here, guys. If it loads up, I'm running a bit slow. Here we go. So as you can see there on the left, we've got our accommodation. You've got a nice view of the Thames out there. It's private rooms, so all our rooms are private, so you don't have to share like you do in the US. So you've got your nice bit of your own space for study. If you're on quiet time, if you want to wake at 3 AM, watch a bit of Peppa Pig, you don't have to ask anyone for permission. You've got your own private bathroom and shower. Again, just gives you your own little space, your own peace of mind. Shared kitchen between 3 or 5 students, so you can cook your own meals if you want to, but that's not a necessity. It just gives you a bit more freedom again. Meal plans are available if that's something you're looking for. And then again, just showing that our accommodation is really cheap, 8,000 versus the 9,000 in the US. Just one little thing that we like to throw out there, a little fact. During the 2012 Olympics, we did have Team USA come and train with us. Just shows how good our facilities are and how great a place it is to come. If you want to apply, we've got the university website, we've got the Common App, and also versus UCAS. If you want to apply versus UCAS, there is a little fee, so I'd only use that if you're going to apply to a few universities. Cheers for listening, guys. Yeah, my information's on there, and I'll put it in the box as well, but cheers for listening.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tom. We are going to be moving right along to the ESCP Business School.
Sorry, I was muted. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. So my name is Sarah, and I am here to talk to you about ESCP Business School's Bachelor in Management program. So a few words about ESCP as an institution first. It was founded in Paris 200 years ago, a bit more than that, in 1819. And we are actually known to be the world's first business school. And since its foundation in 1819, we have grown, and now we have multiple campuses across Europe. As you can see on the map, we have one in London, in Madrid, in Turin, in Berlin, and in Warsaw as well. And we are nationally and internationally accredited. So some quick facts about the school. We have a full portfolio of programs from the bachelor program, which is the one I'm going to talk to you about today, but also master's degree, specialized master's, MBA, PhD, and executive education. We have 6 urban campuses. We have academic partnerships with 140 institutions in the world. We have 160 research active professors, and they represent 30 nationalities. We have 5,000 managers and executives trained every year on at ESCP. And for the total of all of our students, we have a bit more than 7,000 students, and they represent 120 nationalities. One of the facts that I really like to highlight on this slide is that we have 65,000 alumni, and they are active working in more than 150 different countries in the world. So they are an amazing asset for our current students. They are constantly in contact with the career services. They get invited to job fairs and career fairs. So it's a really great way for students to start already building their network. And that really helps them after they graduate to find jobs. So yeah, this is something to remember. So about the Bachelor in Management program, it's quite unique because it allows you to live in 3 countries over the 3 years of the program. So you would spend 1 year on one of our campuses in Europe. It's a program that will empower you through multiple disciplines. So it's not only classic management, but it's got a bit more to that. And it also allows students to experience the business world firsthand through studying study cases, doing business simulation in classes, but also thanks to the internships that students have to do for this program. So what are the options for in terms of where you can go, right? So in year 1, the options are to go to either London or Paris, and that will be full English, so no need to have any language skills for that. We have an option to go to our partner university in Beijing, to Tsinghua University. And for that one, we will ask for an HSK level 1 in Chinese. In the second year, the option to go to have all the classes in English would be to go to Turin in Italy. But then you also can pick our campuses in Madrid or Paris if you have a B1 level in French or Spanish. So this is if you have taken a couple of years of classes of French or Spanish in high school, that is sufficient. We will accept that. If you have a certificate that we can prove it, that's perfect. And then the options in the third year, the most popular one is Berlin, where you can have all your classes in English or an option to take classes in German if you have skills and you want to kind of practice your German through the classes. That's an option. And then Paris in year 3 is a work and study year. And because students spend half of the year in a French company in Paris, they have to have a high level of French. So that is one of the requirements as well in terms of languages. So to give you an idea, really international, I told you 120 nationalities represented for all of our programs, and only in the bachelor program we have counted 55 countries for the class of 2023. So still a majority of students coming from Europe, but a growing number of students coming from other places in the world. So as you can see, 6% coming from America, 11% from Africa and the Middle East, and 30% coming from Russia, Asia, and Oceania. So it's really quite exciting because students really get to know people from everywhere in the world, and they have to work on projects together. So this allows you to build also some soft skills that are really needed when you start working for jobs and can make your profile stand out. So intercultural communication, flexibility, adaptability, diplomacy, these are skills that you will naturally build through being in class with people coming from so many different places. And what can you do after you graduate from this program? So you have basically two big options. One is to keep studying and do a master's degree. Hi, am I already past the time? Oh, okay, sorry. I didn't really keep track of time that well. Okay, so two options. One is to continue with a master's degree. You can do that at ESCP. We have tons of specialized masters that you can do with us. Or you can also choose to go to another big renowned institution in the world. As I said, we have partnerships with universities across the globe. So some of our students decided to go for a master's in another institution, maybe go back home in the US and do their master's there. That's completely possible. And then the other option is to start working straight away. So this program will prepare you to start working, really give you the foundations and the skills you need to thrive in your professional international career. And as a fact, at the time of graduation, 95% of our students usually receive an employment offer. So that's quite a high percentage. To give you some ideas of where our students are working, the industries are really varied, and I'm sure that you can find, you can recognize some big companies here. So you have Amazon, you have Allianz, Bloomberg, you have the group LVMH in the luxury industry, you also have WHO, for example. So it's really varies, and the company departments where they work tend to be in finance, in IT, marketing, purchasing and logistics, and management positions. And as I told you, you can do a degree with us at ESCP, a master's degree when you finish, but you can also go back home, maybe to the US. As you can see, some of our students did a master's at Columbia University, Cornell, and so on. So that's also an option too. Maybe you can check what's out there and have a master's on top of your bachelor degree in another place in the world, so to make it even more international. Some facts about our fees. As you can see here, I'm not going to go too long. We have two fees. If you have an EU nationality, you will be in the first tuition fee. If you don't have an EU nationality, so EU passport, then the second tuition fee will apply. And we also have scholarships. So they can cover up to 50% of the tuition fees. So quite interesting. And it's also renewable. If you get it in the first year, you will be having that discount, well, the scholarship for the full 3 years of the program. So
Thank
here
you,
are my
Sarah.
contact details. Yeah, I'm done. So here you have my contact details, and I'm going to put them in the chat as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. We are going to move right along to our last institution with Bill, the University of Roehampton.
Well, hello, everybody. Hello from London at quite an early time in the morning, but thank you very much for joining us today. I love Santa Barbara. It's where I spent my granddad's 80th birthday. So yeah, it's great that you're sitting there, but I'm over here. Unfortunately, can't be with you today. But here are some great facts about the University of Roehampton. I assume everyone can see that. Let me know if you can't. So we've got over 141 nationalities that are represented on campus. So we've got students from all around the globe. We have 10% of our students are overseas students. That is growing year on year. So we do have students from everywhere as well. So over 93% of our students are within employment or have further study within 6 months of graduation. We've got 7 academic departments, which I will talk through in a second. But London as a city has got lots of exciting things that you can get involved with. We've got over 1,000 museums and galleries in London. But as you can see there, we've got around 8,000 students at our university. So we're a medium-sized university in the UK. So this is a lovely visual representation of London and where we are. So you can see that we are in the bottom left side there. So we're in southwest London, which is a lovely green part of London. We're a short hop away from Richmond Park, which is lovely. We're right on the corner of it. So you've got one of the biggest royal parks in London there. And as you can see, I've put on the infographic there a few more interesting things that are around the local area. You've got sort of, if you like shopping, you can go to one of the biggest shopping centres in the UK, Westfield. You can jump on the bus and you can be there relatively quickly and fill your shopping bags with lots of nice things. So moving on to the next slide. So these are our bachelor's programs that we've got on offer for you. Do remember that in England, the degrees are 3 years long, so they're not 4 years long, and there is no gen ed requirement. So you come straight into the subject. You apply for the subject. There's no kind of, what do I want to do? You come for maths, you're going to do maths. Ironically, I don't actually do maths at my university. We do accounting though, if you're interested in that kind of thing. But as you can see there, we've got 7 academic departments with a few different programs inside. Some of the popular programs that we have for our American students are programs like creative writing, because we've got quite a few different streams within that as well. Psychology is quite popular, but we are very renowned for our dance programs as well. So we've got a dance BA and a dance BFA, and they go through from undergraduate level to postgraduate level, and they're very, very popular programs there as well. And then we've been doing them for quite a long year. We were founded back in 1841 on education, and we were one of the first universities in the UK to admit women. So do remember that as well. These are our very quick entry requirements here as well. So you can see we expect a GPA of around 2 to 3, but obviously higher is better. For some programs, we are SAT and ACT optional, especially this year, because we know there's been a real sort of change in the pandemic, and we know that College Board are making some changes too. But some programs may need some sort of specific subject area requirements, like life sciences, English, creative writing, that kind of thing as well. And obviously, some programs may require an interview, audition, that kind of thing, especially dance. So we do, if you're a transfer student, we do also accept transfer applications, and the information is on there, but I won't go into it too much because it does get a little bit confusing when it comes to transfers. This is a bird's eye view of our campus. Obviously, it's a drawing, it's not a real photo, but you can see that our university is split into sort of 3 or 4 different sections there. So we're a collegiate university. So we've got 4 colleges that make up the university. That might not mean much at this point in time, but basically they're 4 colleges that have come together to create the university, and they have a big competition every year as well called the College Cup. It's a bit like Harry Potter, where they sort of get points throughout the year and they have a big sort of blowout at the end of the year. And this is all the accommodation is based on site as well, so that's brilliant. And I'm going to show you some pictures of our campus here as well. This is Digby Stewart. This is one of our oldest sort of campuses, but this has also got our newest building, the library, which cost us many millions of pounds, and we've opened it a few years ago. This is Frobel College. This is where my office is based, so it's quite nice to be sort of based on this part of campus. This hosts education and dance and these kind of programs there, and that reaches back to 1892, so it's quite an old part of campus. This is Southlands College. This is one of the smallest colleges, but also it does have accommodation right on there. Business and humanities are generally taught around here. And Whitelands, my favourite of the colleges, is a 15-minute walk away from main campus. It hosts psychology and life sciences. And as you can see, we've got some great British grand buildings here. So accommodation, you can obviously live on campus if you choose to. We've got accommodation options for first year, second years, and sort of postgraduate and mature students as well. All bills are included. You won't ever have to share a bedroom when you come and study. We, as British people, do find it strange that some American universities you have to share bedrooms. We won't make you do that. So that's a brilliant option for you. So these are the tuition fees that we've got listed here as well. So as you can see, the tuition, we like to say the total cost of attendance per year is roughly $35,000. So if you scale that up over the 3 years, it's a touch over $100,000. And we do have scholarships that can bring that price down to sort of more 90,000, that kind of thing. But the tuition is around $18,000. And if you choose to live, you know, flights and all those other options are the different prices on there as well. We do obviously take FAFSA as well. So that's really easy for you as well to apply through that system. But these are my contact details. If you've got any questions, please do get in touch. It's been great chatting to you, and I'll give you over to our ever faithful facilitator, Kelsey.
Thank you so much, Bill. That was awesome. We really appreciate that. I am going to invite our presenters to actually come back on camera. I'm going to post some questions for our presenters tonight. And we'll start with one of my favorite questions, and that is, what is your favorite event or tradition on campus? And we can go ahead and start with the order that we went in. I do believe that one of our presenters had to leave early to go do another presentation. So Daniel, we can start with you.
You got it. So 3 times a year we have some different events that go on campus. 2 of them are called Fête Finale, which is pretty much a celebration of the people that are about to graduate. And they're usually different themes. So we've had Arabian Nights, we've had Speakeasy, things like that, or like the Great Gatsby. And these are parties that are thrown on by our students for our students. Then there's also one big event that's called Fête Universelle. It's a celebration of cultures. Since we have over 125 nationalities on campus, we want to make sure that we're accentuating that and that people feel welcomed and inclusive. So they'll serve drinks or food from their regions and share it amongst everybody. So that's a very unique opportunity or event that we have.
Easy, guys. Yeah, as you can imagine, in London, it's quite magical around Christmas time. You've got the Christmas lights in the big shops like Fortnum and Masons and Harrods. We've got the Christmas lights down Oxford Street. But on campus, we have a little winter wonderland that takes over the campus, which is really cool. So there's little cabins. You can get mulled wine. They've got Ferris wheels, and it's just really nice. You can get yourself a hot chocolate, and it's just really cute and a nice place to be at Christmas time. And hopefully it snows as well.
I think it's my turn, right? So
Yep, your turn.
I think one of the greatest events is the gala that we have every year. It's usually in really amazing places. So we had it, well, pre-pandemic in an amazing hotel in London. And also our students get to, from some of the societies, we celebrate them. So they get a prize for the best club or society of the year. And then the music and performance society, they usually give us a little concert. So it's quite nice, and it's a great atmosphere, and it's an amazing place. So yeah, I think the gala is one of the favorite ones.
So one of my favorite things is I love Freshers Week as well, because we put on loads of sort of different things for the students. And at the end of it, or on one of the days, we actually invite all of our students and we hire out a theme park for the day, about sort of half an hour from campus. And we put them all onto double-decker buses and we take them there to sort of really let their hair down after quite a sort of a stressful induction week, so they can sort of scream on the roller coasters as well. So that's quite fun.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. I'm going to ask you guys one more question. What advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we can start again with you, Daniel.
Pursue your passion. I'm a big advocate of, when you're looking for degrees, when you're thinking of what to do down the road, think about what makes you happy, because ultimately you should find a degree that gets you to that career, but then also a university that fits your needs. And college is all about fit. So do your research, ask questions, feel free to reach out to us, reach out to current students, reach out to alumni. The more information you get, the better off you are. But don't settle on a college. Just do not do that, whatever you do.
A bit like what Daniel was saying, really, like, such an important decision. I was going to say, like, don't get like tainted by friends. A lot of people think like, oh, I'm not going to make friends at university, and almost like follow their friends to a university or a college. So just make sure you're making the right decision for you. Like Daniel says, it's such a massive decision for you, and it's like, it's going to like move your whole life forward. So just make sure you make the right decision for you, and it's something that you're passionate about, so you want to do, and not you just following your friend there. Like any of these universities, you're going to make amazing friends for life, and everyone's in the same boat you are. So just make sure you're making the right decision education wise, not just following friends around.
Yeah, I completely agree with Daniel and Tom. If I could add something, I mean, I know it's not so easy right now with the current situation, but if you have a chance to go and visit the place, that's also something that's really important. It's like when you're looking for a flat, for example, and the moment you enter the place, you kind of know if you feel at home or not. So that's a really good way, and definitely reach out to students and representatives as well as myself and my colleagues here. We can, you know, have a chat with you, and that's a really good way of maybe narrowing down your options if you have a few that you are interested in.
Yeah, I think some great points have been raised. I think ask as many questions as possible. We've heard absolutely everything in our time for, like, you know, from can I bring a dog with me? Do you have pasta in the UK? What language do you speak in England? That kind of thing. I think ask as many questions as possible. There's no stupid questions, and we are here to sort of help you and guide you through that process. So that's what I would say.
Awesome. Thank you to our presenters. Those were awesome answers to sometimes tricky questions. They can have a lot of different answers. So before we wrap up tonight, I do have a little bit of some housekeeping before I let you go and some reminders. But thank you all for joining us. First off, when you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. So we'd really appreciate any feedback that you can provide. Also, this is just one of the mini sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for more. I do know there is one in May. In about a week, well, excuse me, not in about a week. After May, you will be able to access these recordings. You'll be able to find them at strivescan.com/CALSOAP. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to reach out to us all. Thank you to our presenters, and thank you all. We will see you next time. Thank you.